Good morning, students. I have started my new channel by name klsainipcb. Main purpose for creating this channel is to share notes, MCQs, question answers, activities and practicals related to subject biology for class 11th and 12th. Today in this video I am going to start Unit 1, Diversity in the Living World. In this unit there are 4 chapters. Chapter 1, The Living World. Chapter number 2, Biological Classification. Chapter number 3, Plant Kingdom. Chapter number 4, Animal Kingdom. We will discuss all these 4 chapters in detail. First of all, let's have some basic information about our subject, that's biology. So biology is the science of life form, or you simply can say living organisms or their processes. The living world comprises an amazing diversity of living organisms. Diversity means there are a lot of different type of organisms found on the earth. Early man could easily perceive the difference between inanimate matter and living structures. Inanimate means simply called as non-living. There are lot of similarity and differences among these living structures or living organisms. Systematic and monumental descriptions of life form brought in out of necessity, detailed system of identification, nomenclature and classification. In chapter 1, Living World, these 4 basic points we will discuss. What is living, diversity in the living world, taxonomic categories and taxonomical aids. This living world is really wonderful and has wide range of living things. There are extraordinary habitat. Habitat means living place where the organism lives. We find living organisms. It be cold mountains, deciduous forest, oceans, freshwater lakes, desert, hot spring, leave us speechless. There are a lot of organisms which are living in vast variety of habitats. And beauty of galloping horse, the migrating birds, valley of flowers and attacking shark evoke a deep sense of wonder in human beings. All members of a population also interact with the member of other population, and that's the reason the life is continuing. Let's try to define what is living. So living, whenever we see a living creature, how do you say it's living? There are some features which we notice in these organisms, and these are growth, reproduction, ability to sense environment, mount to suitable response in our mind immediately as unique feature of the living organism. So whenever we observe these features in a particular organism, we say it's living. Beside these, there are some other features which are also present in the living organisms, like metabolism, ability to self-replicate, self-organize, interact and emergence of the list. So let's try these features. First important feature about the living organism is the ability to grow. This is the most important feature which can observe in living organisms. They increase in mass and increase in number. The living organisms show growth by cell division, and their growth by cell division continues throughout the lifespan. In animal, this growth is seen only in certain age, up to a certain year. However, cell division occurs in certain tissue to replace the lost cell. Unicellular organism means the organism which are made up of one cell grow by only cell division. One can easily observe this in vitro culture by simply counting the number of cells under the microscope. Sometimes non-living objects also show growth, but that's different from the living organism. That is not from the inside, but it is by accumulation of material on the surface. Living organism growth is from inside, but in case of non-living organism it is from outside. They get deposited by dust or other plant materials. Next important feature of living organism is reproduction. Reproduction means the ability to produce young ones of its own kind. अपने जैसे संतान की उत्पत्ति करना, उसको बोलेंगे हम reproduction. So in multicellular organism, reproduction refers to production of progeny possessing features more or less similar to the parents, and the offspring which are produced by reproduction वो exactly कैसे होंगे, अपने parents जैसे होंगे. Organism reproduced by asexual means also. Asexual means where only one parent is involved. You have studied about this in your 10th class. How do organisms reproduce? Fungi multiply and spread easily due to the million of asexual spores. In lower organism, like yeast and hydra, we observe budding. In planaria flatworm, we observe true regeneration. Regeneration means if planaria get cut into different pieces, 3, 4 or more, all the pieces can produce a new planaria organism. That is, a fragmented organism regenerate, as you have seen in case of wall lizard. The tail of wall lizard regenerate again. You have also seen growth in case of amoeba. It simply reproduced by binary fission. We have already defined growth as equivalent to increase in cell number or mass. Hence, notice that in single-celled organism, we are not very clear about the usage of these two terms, growth and reproduction. Next important feature of living organism is their metabolism. All organisms are made up of chemicals. These chemicals, small or big, belong to various classes, size, functions, and constantly being made and changed into some other biomolecules. These conversions are chemical reactions or metabolic reactions. Metabolic means it is a building up or breaking down reaction. All these, there are thousands of metabolic reactions occurring simultaneously inside the living organisms. Metabolism is simply sum total of all the chemical reaction taking place inside the human beings or other organism. Metabolic reactions can be created outside also, but in test tube, and so only the reaction taking place inside living bodies are called as metabolic reaction, and hence it can be important feature of a particular organism. All living organism has the ability to sense their surroundings and interact with the environmental factors. We can simply say like plants, they respond to light, water, temperature. All organisms respond to these environmental factors like photoperiod. They affect the reproduction in seasonal breeders, both plants and animals. All organisms handle chemical entering their bodies. The organisms therefore are aware of their surrounding. Human being is the only organism who is aware of himself, has self consciousness. So we can say consciousness is also important defining property of the living organisms. Thank you.